Completing the square is an algebraic technique that takes a quadratic expression or equation in general form and turns it into the complete the square form. There are a number of cases whereby the complete the square form is much more beneficial than the general form in order to access particular properties of a quadratic graph. These include finding the maximum or minimum point and also solving the roots of a quadratic equation. In this example, we are going to look at the expression x squared minus 8x minus 29. As you can see, the coefficient of the x squared is 1. In order to complete the square, what we need to do is we need to focus on the x squared minus 8x. Our minus 29, which is being circled, will be left alone until the very end of this technique. What I now need to do is I need to change x squared minus 8x into something to be squared. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to put an x inside. I'm going to put a minus as there is a minus. And finally, I'm going to have the number in front of the single x, which is going to be 4. The reason for this I will show you later on. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go to my rough work and I'm going to square out x minus 4 to be squared. This gives us x squared minus 8x plus 16. As you can see, we have our x squared minus 8x, but actually we are 16 too big. So in order to counteract this, I must subtract 16. Finally, I'm going to bring down my minus 29. Minus 16 minus 29 will give me minus 45. And I'm just going to bring down my answer from the previous step. So I have x minus 4 to be squared minus 45. And that is x squared minus 8x minus 29 in my complete the square format. In this example, we have 2x squared plus 8x minus 1. It is very clear that the number in front of the x squared is not actually 1 in this instance. So what we're going to have to do in this example is we're going to have to factorize 2 out of the expression. To do that, I take my 2 outside and I'm left with inside x squared plus 4x. My negative 1, which is here, is going to stay outside and we are not going to go near it. What I need to do next is I need to put x squared plus 4x into complete the square form. I will open my brackets, blue in this case, and say x plus 2 to be squared. Going over to my rough work and squaring out my x plus 2 to be squared, I get an answer of x squared plus 4x plus 4. As you can see, I have my x squared plus 4x, which is what I wanted, except, again, this time, I am 4 too big. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm actually going to have to subtract 4 from my answer. I must not forget my red brackets. So, moving on from here, and where the most common mistake is where people forget to multiply the 2 by the negative 4. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to expand my bracket. I'm going to have 2 times x plus 2 to be squared minus 8. The minus 8 comes from negative 2, or from positive 2, times negative 4, giving us negative 8. Finally, I'm going to bring down my negative 1. Tidying up my expression, I have 2 times x plus 2 to be squared minus 9. And that's my answer. In this example, we have a negative coefficient in front of our x squared, notably negative 4. We are going to do the exact same thing as the last video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out negative 4. I'm going to open my bracket and have x squared minus 2x, and I'm going to have my plus 9 here and keep it out as done in the previous example. My next step is to write my x squared minus 2x in complete to square form. This is going to be x minus 1 to be squared. Going to go over to my rough work. X minus 1 to be squared is in fact x squared minus 2x plus 1. If I look at my two equations, well actually I have added an additional 1 to this expression here. So what I must do is I must subtract it. Once again, we must not forget the blue brackets that are actually here. As such, I am going to put my blue brackets there and have my minus 4 outside. Again, the common error here is not to multiply the negative 4 times the negative 1. So, if we expand our bracket, we have negative 4 times x minus 1 to be squared plus 4, and if we decide to bring down our 9, we're going to bring it down here, we will have plus 9 as well. Finally, in my last step, I'm just going to tidy up. Minus 4 times x minus 1 to be squared plus 13. And that is it.